Glad to have you here. I feel so good today, I could just say, whoosh, and I just did. All right, what we've done is we've got two guys. A while back, they went on blind dates with those three ladies. Now, since they went on the dates, they haven't talked or seen to the guys, have you? You haven't talked to them at all. See? So now, we're gonna go talk to the ladies while the guys continue to be nervous about coming on the show. So let's meet the ladies, shall we? Let me introduce you to everybody, first of all. Right next to me is Debbie Ray, a 29-year-old personnel director. Welcome to the show, Debbie. Glad to have you here. And next to Debbie is Sarah Swanson, a 28-year-old restaurant manager. Welcome to the show. And way down at the end is Colette Pankoff, a 28-year-old dessert manufacturer. What kind of guys do you normally date?
Normally, guys with dark hair, structured face, good sense of humor, body to match.
As opposed to an unstructured face, just like a big... Just like a big glob of skin with a mouth?
I guess you could say it that way.
Wow, you've got an unstructured face. All right. Sarah, what kind of guys do you like?
I like European-looking men, dark, intellectual, intelligent, somebody who's real confident about themselves.
Okay, good. Debbie, if you could make, like, the ultimate Mr. Debbie from scratch, what would he be like?
He would be older than me, and he'd have the body of Jeff Bridges with the mind of Robin Williams.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's meet our studs tonight and see how they stack up. Danny and Steve, come on out. Danny, good to see you. Steve, good to have you here. All righty. Right next to me is Danny Budak, a 35-year-old manufacturing supervisor. Welcome to the show, Danny. Good to have you here. And next to him is Steve O'Leary, a 20-year-old airline pilot. Now, you guys know how the show works, right?
Exactly.
You've been on dates with these fabulous ladies. We set you up. Now, you haven't talked to them or seen them since the dates, right?
That's correct.
Those are the rules. The guy who managed to learn the most about the women while he was on the dates will have the most hearts. The most hearts at the end of the show will make you king stud, and then you get to go on a fabulous fantasy date. We pay for it. All right?
Can't ask for
You
anything more than
can't,
that.
Danny. You could, but we'd say no. Danny, let's start off simple. How would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, let's
like
see.
his boyfriend material.
Well, I would say Monday through Wednesday, I'm probably about a 5. So that's when I work.
Right.
Near the weekend, I think I jump up to about an 8.
So your weekend is Thursday to Sunday.
Thursday to Sunday, exactly.
Nice weekend, Danny.
Nice weekend,
That's a
yes.
great weekend. All right. We asked the ladies how they'd rate you, and we didn't actually specify a day, so there might be some discrepancies here. But one of the ladies said, as soon as I saw him, I wanted to sit in his lap. Second lady said, call a doctor, this man looks sick. And the third lady said he looked like he stepped off the cover of a Harlequin romance novel.
He looked like he stepped off the cover of a Harlequin romance novel. I would have to say is Debbie Ray.
That's right.
Debbie Ray, the Harlequin heart right there, Danny. Good job. Was his hair all was he on a moor? Was he standing on a bluff?
No, he had that very angular face, and he had the body to match, and he looked like something dreams were made of. When you're a little girl and you dream of and you dream of men.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where was he standing when you first saw him?
In the door.
In the doorway. All right, as soon as I saw him, I wanted to sit in his lap or call a doctor. This man looks sick.
Oh, call the doctor, this man looks sick, I would say was Colette.
Yeah, well.
Oh, there you go. Did he look like he looks now?
No, he had on running shorts, and he was just a lot, thinner than I thought it would be, and than I thought he would be.
Really?
So it wasn't like what I had pictured.
You like big, beefy guys.
Well, not like really big and beefy, but what? Studly. Yeah.
Studly guy. Steve! Do you get a lot of compliments on your pilot look?
Well, I think I try to stay in better shape than most of the pilots. I stay away from the ice cream sundaes and chocolate chip cookies we get in the cockpit. So I hope so.
That's good to know you guys are like completely loaded on sugar flying the planes. We asked the ladies what they thought when they first saw you, and one of the ladies said, "Oh yeah, hunk city." Yeah!
Right.
Second lady said, "He's so gorgeous, I turned into a total klutz." Yeah! And the third lady said, "Hey everybody, it's howdy doody time."
Howdy doody.
So go ahead, Steve, and tell me you said what, and I'll give you a heart.
Hey, everybody. It's howdy doody time. Sarah.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah? You think why?
Just because he was all American looking and just real wholesome white bread looking. Just thought of howdy doody.
Oh yeah, hunk city, or he's so gorgeous I turned into a total klutz.
He's so gorgeous, I turned into a total klutz. Debbie.
That's right.
Bingo, there you go. She comes to your house or you went to his house?
He came to my house.
Okay, so you open the door and what happens?
I had to go downstairs and let him into my apartment, and suddenly I started tripping. I started catching my heel in my dress. I dropped my purse. I just turned into a total klutz.
Really?
Yes.
Was she doing like a Charlie Chaplin thing? Did you notice her noticeably being klutzy?
I was picking up things as I was following her up the stairs.
Stick around, we come back, we're gonna find out more about our studs and our studs. Back. Danny, you like to wine and dine a woman when you take her out, or you just treat her like one of the guys? What's your MO?
Well, initially, the first date, I like to definitely wine and dine. I like to come across with a good impression the first time.
Sure. And then once you got her hooked, you can treat her like dirt.
Most definitely. That's go-karting or
Okay.
overside.
We asked the ladies what they were feeling when they went out with you. They showed them a good time and all that stuff, and one of the ladies said, "He charmed his way into my heart." So I guess it worked. Second lady said, "It was a total fairy tale date." Third lady said, "I've had better conversations with a tree stump."
I've had better conversations with a tree stump. That had to be Colette.
Yeah, it was.
Colette! A skinny tree stump?
Well,
What'd you guys do? What'd you talk about?
no, we went out to dinner and then we went dancing. It was hard to talk to him, and
How come?
I don't know. It was just like the same thing over and over, and it wasn't like it was too forced and too hard to speak, rather than like on the phone where it was real easy and there was no problem.
Really? All right, well, he charmed his way into my heart, or total fairy tale date. Sounds like there was some chemistry there.
It was a total fairy tale date. That had to be Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah, there you go. He shows up at your door with a glass slipper?
No, he's waiting for me at the train station with a limo, roses, balloons, and champagne.
Is that where you live, at the train station? You live like in a convenience store?
No, I took the train to San Diego, 'cause that's
Oh.
where he lives.
Oh, okay.
And it was just a fairy tale from the beginning to the end.
Wow. All right, Steve? When you're out on a date, you do stuff to impress women? Anything in particular that usually works for you?
Well, sometime during the evening, I guess I try to show my abdominal muscles.
How do you kind of smoothly segue into that, Steve? I'd like to hear it, like, let's say you and I are having dinner. How would you get from just talking to want to look at my stomach? How do you do that?
Each situation is different.
We asked the ladies what they were thinking about when they were out with you, you smooth guy, you. And one of the ladies said, "He took me to the heights of ecstasy." Second lady said, "This guy's a great catch for someone else." And the third lady said, "He must be full of it because no one can be this perfect." So, who said what, Steve?
He took me to the heights of ecstasy. Debbie.
Wrong.
Oh! Didn't clear the landing pattern, huh? What'd you say?
I said he must be full of it because nobody can be this perfect.
How perfect is he?
There wasn't anything wrong with him. He was charming. He was handsome. We had a perfect date.
God, don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah. And he kept saying the right things, and he knew what buttons to push, and I couldn't decide whether he just knew what buttons to push or whether he was genuinely nice.
Who actually did go to the heights of ecstasy with Steve? Colette. Really? What do you mean?
We flew up to Lancaster, and then we rollerbladed 6 miles and went bungee jumping.
Oh, like off a bridge? Or off
No, it was off a crane in the middle of the desert, basically.
Is that the first time you'd ever done that, Steve?
Yes, it was something I wanted to do.
What's it like?
It's not quite as exciting as like carrier landings, but it's close.
But what is exciting as a carrier landing? Nothing much. Danny, you pretty smooth in the romance department, would you say?
I would say so. I'm known as Mr. Vaseline.
Are you?
The Vaseline man.
All right, Mr. Vaseline, we asked the ladies how smooth you were, Danny, and how romantic you were. And one of them said, I wanted him to grab me by the hair and pull me down. Yeah. Second lady said, when he slipped me the tongue, I slipped away. And the third lady said, I melted in his mouth like Jell-O.
I melted in his mouth like Jell-O. That was Sarah.
Yes.
There you go. Holy cow, yeah? What'd you guys do on your date?
We went to dinner at the jazz concert on the ocean.
Seagulls
and that's,
flying.
Right, seagulls flying, the sun setting.
Right.
And that's kind of where the romance started.
Really?
And then after that, we went to dinner, and
Well,
there was some passion.
At dinner?
Yeah, during the concert, in the car, at the stoplights.
So you're driving around, you go to dinner, after dinner, you're
Right.
still in the limo, I'm guessing.
No, we're in his car. We go back to his house, and there's a little more passion, and that's it.
How much more passion, Danny?
Well, on a level of 1 to 10.
Yeah, with 10 being Vaseline, what was the...
I would say 11.
11? How'd the date end up, Sarah?
It ended with me saying, it's been great, but I gotta get out of here.
I wanted him to grab me by the hair and pull me down, or when he slipped me the tongue, I slipped away.
When he slipped me the tongue, I slipped away. That was Colette.
Yeah.
There you go. Colette, I'm getting the feeling you guys aren't going to get married tomorrow.
No, it just wasn't there, and I didn't want to be contradictory to the way the rest of the date had gone. So
Right.
I backed off and went home.
Okay. Steve, how about you? You like to get romantic on a first date?
Well, I'm kind of a romantic at heart. But it has to be with the right person.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, you wouldn't get romantic or anything with the guy named old Mr. Vaseline. We asked the ladies if there was any romance on the date, Steve, and one of them said one more of his sucking kisses and I was gonna faint. Second lady said I should have attacked him while I had the chance. And the third lady said, hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista, baby.
There you go.
Sarah.
Yes.
There you go. All right. What do you mean, Sarah? What'd you guys do on your date?
Well, we went flying to Catalina. I got a little air sick over the ocean. So when we got back to LA, it was like, now what? And it was like, hasta la vista. There was really nothing more at that point.
Okay. One more of his sucking kisses and I was gonna faint, or I should have attacked him while I had the chance.
One more of his sucking kisses, and I was going to faint. That was Debbie.
That's right.
There you go. Yeah? How'd your date end up?
We took a limo down to see Phantom of the Opera. Second row center seats.
Second row center. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know how I managed that, but... And then we went for a nightcap, and then for a drive up Mulholland. I think that's where it started, though, and then by the time he took me home, it was pretty hot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, about what time did things break up?
I don't know, I fell asleep.
That was the purpose. I told her a bedtime
told me a
story
bedtime
so that
story.
she would fall asleep.
Really?
Yes.
Well, why did you want to put her to sleep, Steve?
Because one more of my sucking kisses and she was going to faint.
Okay. Stick around, we come back. We're going to find out which one of these guys is more likely to find creative uses for chocolate syrup. Okay. All right, guys, before the show, we talked to the women. We got some descriptions of you guys. Now, you just tell me who they're talking about, okay? This is all three of them together in their opinion, okay? Danny, we start with you. Who's most likely to help an old woman across the street? According to the ladies, you or Steve?
I would have to say him.
Yeah. Probably showing her his stomach a whole way.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Danny says it's Steve. Ladies?
Steve.
Oh, there you go. Why would you say that, Sarah?
He comes off real genuine, sincere, and caring, like the type of person that would take the time to help someone else.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Steve, who's most likely to bring home a stray dog, you or Danny?
Danny.
Steve says it's Danny. Ladies?
Danny.
Oh, he gets it right. Oh, my God. Why, Colette?
Because he likes animals.
Yeah?
And he tends to care about them.
Danny, who's most likely to eat cold pizza for breakfast, you or Steve?
Oh, that's pretty easy. I'd have to say Steve.
Yeah? Okay. No question about it. Danny says Steve. Ladies?
Steve.
Oh, you were right. Why, Debbie?
Even though he watches what he eats, you get the feeling that if he was around for breakfast, he wouldn't care what he ate.
Steve, who's most likely to consult a psychic, you or Danny?
Danny.
Steve says it's Danny. Ladies?
Danny.
You were right. Oh, my God. Why, Debbie?
Danny doesn't seem like he trusts his own judgment, and it's kind of a trendy thing to do these days, and he seems more trendy than Steve, so I think he'd end up consulting a psychic.
Danny, who's most likely to suck a woman's pinky, you or Steve?
I'd have to say the Vaseline man myself.
Danny says it's the Vaseline man. Ladies?
Steve.
Oh, what a surprise, huh, Danny? Why, Sarah?
Seems like he would be the type to be more sensual and get into something like that. Like
Why would you say that?
Sucking on things. I don't know. He seems like a real touchy-feely person.
Steve, who's most likely to find creative uses for chocolate syrup, you or Danny?
Steve.
Steve says Steve. Ladies, who's it gonna be?
Danny.
Oh! Why, Colette?
He just seems like the type that could think of some good things to do with chocolate, and he's just moved that way.
She got it right on the nose or no?
I think she's pretty close.
Really? Yeah. And what goes better with chocolate syrup than
blondes.
Vaseline? All right, stick around and come back. We're gonna find out who gets to go on their ultimate date, so don't go away, all right? Okay, we're back. Pretty close race here. Danny, you've got 8 hearts, is that correct?
Looks like yes.
8 hearts, and Steve, how many do you have? 1?
6.
6. That means 1.
Military.
Oh, that's military 6? All right, so here's the deal, guys. You tell me who you want to date. If she picks you, boom, you get to go on a fantasy date. We pay for it. Now, since you get to start. 'Cause you're trained.
I didn't pick Sarah. She obviously didn't pick me. I didn't pick Colette. We had a wonderful time. She's a real trooper. But I just had a wonderful time with Debbie. And
Okay.
so I picked her.
Great, all right. All right, now if Debbie selects you, what fabulous ultimate fantasy date are you going to take her on?
I thought we'd take the train up the coast to a place, a big estate in Monterey. They have horses.
Well, the people that live there aren't home?
There's a place they pamper you, and they've got stables, and you go riding during the day, and there's a lake. You can do a little midnight sailing at night.
Great,
Under
okay. That sounds pretty
full
romantic.
moon.
All right. Danny, you're in the lead. 8 hearts. Now it's your turn.
Well, I didn't pick Colette. It's obviously she.
Get out!
She didn't pick me. She's a nice lady. We had fun, and I'm sure there's someone out there for her, but there just weren't no sparks with us.
Okay.
Debbie Ray, I didn't choose her simply because there just wasn't enough time there to get to know her. She's a nice lady also. I chose Sarah.
Sarah. Why'd you select Sarah?
It just, the other two, there was kind of an overcast with her. The sun was shining, I guess you could say.
And the barometer reading was rising and falling. All right, if she picks you, where are you guys going to go on your date?
Well, I was thinking we would probably be helicoptered on a tropical island somewhere in Mexico where there's a waterfall and our own crystal blue-like pond, maybe a mudslide, no human life within 1,000 miles, and just her and I in time. Plenty
Which
of
would
time.
qualify for human life, but it sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, very exciting. Colette, neither of the guys picked you. Did you have some fun on the dates, though?
I had a great time.
Fun here?
It was really fun. Oh,
yeah?
yeah.
Fun with Mr. Vaseline? Sure you did.
It was so fun.
Would you show us who you picked before you go?
Sure.
What a surprise! All right. Steve, you're trailing. You selected Debbie. Debbie, if you selected Steve, you could be off on that fabulous trip to the estate with the horses and stuff. What's it going to be? Steve! All right. Sarah, it all boils down to you. If you selected Danny, you're going to go on a tropical island with no human life anywhere. If not, these two are going up the coast to the estate. What's it going to be?
Looks like I'm going to.
Danny! Congratulations! Go over there and give her a big hug. Holy cow. Pretty close game. Very exciting. Mr. Vaseline takes the prize. That's got to make the people at Johnson & Johnson happy. See ya. Bye.